Okay, people, how you doing? It's August 27th today. Figuring here pretty soon we ought to be having, say, an EMP device going off and kind of shutting down our power grid. I don't think China's going to just take it setting down, being struck by the rods of God. No. I read an article shortly after that happened where they were locking people up. They were telling the true devastation of the impact that had. The one dude said something like 1,400 people were killed by that fucking explosion. And they got locked up for saying it. But, yeah. They have been planning this. Jade Helm is scattered throughout the United States and ready to go active. They just bombed China, and now they're expecting the retaliation of China to throw out the power grid, people. When you lose the power grid, there's not going to be no sewage, there ain't going to be no refrigeration, there ain't going to be no computers to buy and sell shit. It's all been by design. It goes clear back to the Bushes and Walmart. They're all in on this Jade Helm 15. When you do the research and the study on it, you find out where it all ties in. How Sam Walton was like involved in, specialized in military detention of civilian prisoners of war. They were non-belligerent, but they were civilian prisoners of war back in World War II, the Japanese descendants. They locked them up before, and they'll do it again. They ain't so proud not to lock us all up, people. But anyway, that's my take on what's going to be going on now here soon. Is just the power is going to take a shit. And see, there's another thing, they need to get rid of the power because this internet here is a very strong tool. It's just opening people's eyes at an alarming rate. I don't really think that they can stop what is about to happen in Rev Solution, whatever it may be. The inevitable is going to happen. It's been a plan for hundreds of years. They've been working on it. But that courtroom, I'm telling you folks, it's our tool that was donated to us by the founding fathers who already defeated this tyranny and oppression. And until we all just go in that direction and start using the courts in our advantage to repeal all these bullshit victimless crimes by finding our fellow human beings not guilty of anything unless there is an actual damaged party. Someone has to have lost their life. Someone has to have lost their property or their liberty. You know, here's something really kind of funny, but you can look into it if you don't believe me. But way back in the early days, you could get away with killing somebody. Yeah, the state didn't just come after you for killing somebody. You had to have an accuser. Someone actually had to accuse you of being a killer in order for the state to come after you. Then they, through the amendments of the Constitution, they decided you're all their property. We're all their property. That's why now, if you kill somebody, the state comes looking for you themselves and taking charges themselves because they claim they own the deceased party that you killed. Not only that, but your birth certificate is a valuable piece of certification there of your birth because you're worth money and you're on a bond. If you look at your real birth certificate, you'll see in the lower left hand, I believe, corner, there's a series of red letters that are SS number, and there's also a bond company that has purchased that certificate. But that SS number is not a social security number like you might think. It's a security stock number, because you're all human resources. That's why that's why when you go apply for a job, you go to the Department of Human Resources. Things are crazy, people. You better have your food and your water, some molasses, sugar, yeast, some grease, flours, rice, corn, wheat berries, some dried fruits and vegetables, folks, and either have your water or a means to get water, because when the electricity goes down, the pumps are going to go down, and you're not going to be able to even find water in a toilet tank, because people are going to get thirsty and drink it, believe it or not. It's going to get fucking crazy. And there ain't no power, and there ain't no water. It's going to... You talk about a social fucking breakdown. I think they've been planning it, and that's why Jade Helm kicked off this fall, kinda, late summer, fall, was to get the troops situated out and about in their perimeters of their strategic positions, to where they'd be able to have the most effective control over the dissidents, the possible dissidents. And we all know Texas wants to get away. Utah, they've already seceded once before them Mormons did. They used to have balls, but everyone's fallen under subjection of this federal government, and that's the problem. Is that real? I don't know, but the deal is we let it happen because we go into court complacently pleading guilty rather than taking our cause to the court and letting our jury peers, our peer of juries, establish our guilt or not. See, that's how the courts are meant to work. That's how the people are empowered to be able to repeal the bullshit lies of laws that they want to lock people up for, is by finding them not guilty. And every time you find a person guilty of a victimless crime, you're not only aiding and abetting the extortion of this for the corporate government, but you're destroying this guy's life, man. He might be one of them like me that's got a job. Now he's going to lose his job, you know. It's a lose-lose situation for us, people. We're killing ourselves along with help from the corporation that's enslaved us. We're all enslaved by the same corporation. And the only way to break the chains is to find the weakest link, and the weakest link for them is the strongest link that was issued to us by the founding fathers, who actually founded this country. See, if you can still call it a country. It's a corporation now. It's operated like a corporation. You need to look into that. But the real deal is that we are accountable for allowing this government to run rampant like it is. It's our own damn fault. And we've done that by being hoodwinked into thinking that just going to plead guilty to everything. See, they've got us believing that it's our best interest to fucking go in and get a criminal fucking history so they can investigate you even further. Hey, go plead guilty. Yeah, right. Fuck you. People, I'm not here to try to make no money. I don't want to make no money. I just want you guys all to come together in unity. You know what would be really cool is if we could form a chain to the Georgia Guidestones and pull them motherfuckers over. For real. This is our country. I mean, everyone has... I don't get me wrong, I believe in the First Amendment that everybody should have their right to freedom of their own speech and opinion and religion and all that shit, but them Guidestones up over there, basically their rules to be gods. That's the New World Order's rules to be gods. They leave it all humanity as slaves, but they want to be the gods. But anyway, I'm just rambling on. People, just look into that. Tell everyone you know to quit pleading guilty to the legislated victimless crimes. Let's start a movement to have all these people freed from the jails, too, you know, that are in jail for crimes against the corporations of government. Because if it's a crime against a corporation of government, people, we're only fooling ourselves because we own the corporation. If we need to take the institutions into our own hands and quit letting them be owned by outside entities, you know, because when prisons are owned by somebody else, they become a profit-making incorporation, just like the banking. Not only have they enslaved us through the money, but they want to imprison us. And it's fucking funny, and it's not really funny, but when you look at it in the whole fucking scenario on how our lives are led and the lies that we live, everything's a lie. I am a firm believer of what William Casey, the CIA director from 81 to 87, said there on when the public doesn't know what to believe, you know our agenda is near complete. But with all the shit going on, you know, that round earth, I think you better be looking into that a little bit, because I think there's some merit to that flat earth being a little bit more justified through common reason, knowledge, wisdom, experience, and experiment, and research. But that's neither here nor there. You have your own right to your own belief. You want to believe what the government, fuck, they ain't never told you the fucking truth since you've been alive, so why would you want to start believing them now? I think it's a control thing myself. Used to control man just like the Bible was, and now the earth. And I really think that that's why they are starting this world war distraction right at this point in time, so people will get off the earth being flat. Because there's something else out there, people. I don't know what it is, but through my own experience and shit, I look out there, it's flat, man. It may be hollowed out where the earth is filled with water and there's lakes and stuff, but the ground is flat across. It don't curve. And there ain't no one that can prove otherwise in my own mind. It's my mind. Kind of like a juror has his own mind and jury duty, and he doesn't have to listen to the judge, and he needs to start taking it upon himself to become a better member of humanity. That's what it boils down to, is either you're part of humanity or you're part of that corrupt government. And I don't condone no revolution, but y'all think you know history, and the Revolutionary War wasn't even fought over the Stamp Act, the taxes. It's fought because King George III had his redcoats quartered and stored in the colonists' homes, much like the police are today, where in fact they were even paying the wages. And you may think, well, they're not in our houses, but think about it. You're funding your oppression by paying the tax, and these police are oppressing you. We don't need the police, people. When you need the police and seconds count, they're minutes away. You best be able to handle your own situation, and besides that, with what's going to be coming up in the next little bit, you're going to have to handle your own situation anyway, whatever it might be, because these police are going to be too busy trying to save their own fucking chicken shit asses. I guarantee you that. Because they all know that they've fucked enough people in their life that when there's no more authority in their, they have no more justification, then they're going to become targets. You know, like I said before, you have these patsies who have killed maybe 30 people in the last year altogether. I believe it was all mind control pretty much. I don't believe fucking shit off any. If I can't see it myself, touch it, and put my finger in that fucking hole, I don't buy it. I don't care. I've come to that point. But we all are accountable for ourselves, and that's it. No more, no less. My name is Brian Miner. I'm accountable for Brian Miner. Your name's Joe Blow. You're accountable for Joe Blow. If I'm dancing naked in my front room, it don't mean a fuck to nobody. Except my wife and whoever might come to my door, but I guess I'll get dressed if someone comes to the door. No, but it's ridiculous, folks. We have empowered the corporation to oppress us and shower us with their tyranny, and we sit idle and allow it to happen. It's called civil dissidence, and it's in the courts, and we just need to take the courts back. I'm telling you, that's all I can say. And maybe shit's going to hit the fan tomorrow, and you better have been stored up on your food and supplies. But in the meantime, while we have to deal with this government and the corruption in it, we can still start turning the shit around and stop going in and pleading guilty. And another fucking real strong strike would be everybody, every working person out there to go in and change your exemption on your W-2 or 4 or whatever you sign at work to exempt, and use their without prejudice next to your signature 1-308, UCC 1-308, and put your signature on there, and they quit getting the checks and the funding from the American people. It would really fucking waken them up, along with everybody coming in at once and all court cases across the country being said not guilty, not guilty, no, and don't even plead, just like my other video said, don't plead, man, make that judge enter a fucking judicial determination for you. Crying out loud. He, like I said, he's a clown in a gown, nothing more, nothing less, man. He's fucking acting. Why has he got to wear a gown up there? You look like a fairy, for crying out loud. Where's your wings? Really, fairies wear boots. Probably got one of them penis pumps like the motherfucking judge did. Yeah, you probably didn't hear about that. There was a judge that had a penis pump sitting there sentencing people to life in prison and shit for murders, and he's got a fucking penis pump under his fucking bench up there. Real competent, man. Hey, glad you're my judge today.
Are you in a good mood?
No shit. God, I hope your old lady fucked you last night so you ain't fucking me today. No, folks, really, we need to start taking accountability for ourselves. Spread this word to everybody. I don't know what else to say. I just jabber my jaws, and I'm going to start doing it more often and more often until someone finally fucking listens. God damn it. See ya. Have a great night.